Today, everybody, we're going to be taking a look at WCW World Championship Wrestling. This is a wrestling game by Nichibutsu and FCI, released in 1990. Not a whole lot of information about this game, oddly enough. I can tell you that it is a WCW reskin of the same game, the game by the same developers entitled Superstar Pro Wrestling, which was released the year before. The Japanese version was released the year before with Superstar Pro Wrestling with a different lineup of wrestlers. Basically, we just got the Americanized version. It was the first and to date the only game based on the National Wrestling Alliance. At the time, the WCW was a member of the NWA. After the Road Warriors left WCW for the World Wrestling Federation, they were replaced on the box front, instruction booklet, and cartridge label by Sting. To date, the game has sold over 100,000 copies. Each wrestler in WCW wrestling has 8 selectable moves, 2 Irish whip moves, and a finisher. It differs from most wrestling titles that the player selects his or her moveset prior to each match. Each wrestler has a menu of 8 moves, with each wrestler featuring a unique moveset, of which the player may choose 4. These moves are performed by first initiating an Irish whip, and then pressing either A or B when the opponent is near. Each wrestler has a different Irish whip moveset, though these moves are not selectable. Each wrestler has 1 finisher move. These must be performed in the middle of the ring and can only be accomplished when the opponent has 2 squares remaining on his health meter. The move is performed by pressing A and B simultaneously. Finishers deliver significantly more damage than a regular move and are likely to end the match in a knockout or submission. Superstar Pro Wrestling was made by Nihon Busan and published by Pony Canyon. The game featured play for 1 and 2 player modes and was released a year later in the States, which we talked about. The game featured several legends of the era, including Giant Baba, Antonio Inoki, and Stan Hansen. There are some inaccuracies in the game, mainly with the birthdays of some of the wrestlers, and Big Van Vader's hometown and date of birth are not listed in order to promote his gimmick. The only 2 wrestlers who appear both in Superstar Pro Wrestling and WCW are Road Warrior Hawk and Road Warrior Animal. WCW Wrestling was the working title for at least 2 other WCW games. One was canceled for the Gamecom handheld system, which was The other was a sequel to the Electronic Arts WCW Mayhem, intended for release on the PlayStation 2. The game was later renamed WCW Mayhem 2 and eventually canceled when WCW was sold to the WWF. As a wrestling game on the NES, this one's not too bad. It's a little goofy, takes a little getting used to, but it's all in all not a bad game in the least.